Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Trenny and happy Friday first of all, okay? But today's Chick Chat video, we went from this to this right here, and y'all already know it's no foundation. It's super quick and easy and simple, but it definitely gives like a full beat day to night type of look. So you already know, first of all, you got to subscribe to my channel, leave me a like, and don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified on every single upload. And without further ado, let's get right into it. So before we get into our little chit chat, first I'm taking the NYX Honey Do Me Up primer base, and I like to use this with a brush. Sometimes I use my hands, but when I want to feel like fancy or like, I don't know, like I know what I'm doing, I'll use this AOA Studio F15 brush, and I just use that to apply the product all over my face. And I like doing this just because it makes me feel like, I don't know, professional. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, so I will let this sit on my face and kind of like settle into my skin for a while. And then after that, I will move on to brows. And for brows, I pretty much just like to use this Honey shade from AOA Studio, and it's like a concealer. And this shade is just a little closer to my skin tone versus this Hydrating Camo concealer from E.L.F. in the shade Tan Walnut. But I will take some of that for my arch and like the higher points in my brow where I want it to be more highlighted. That's what I'll use. I guess you found the highway. So real quick before we get into our chat, I want to first start off by saying thank you to everybody who's been consistently like showing love to my channel, whether that's on Instagram where some people will like DM me and tell me that, you know, they're keeping up with me over here, and I really appreciate that, y'all. Hopefully y'all been peeping the consistency, and it's really because people have been like, you know, telling me that they're looking forward to my videos or that, you know, they like my content. Is really motivating, and it just makes me feel good. It makes me feel like, you know, slow progress is still progress, and I'm just really happy that the people who are here now are enjoying my content and consistency, okay? But yeah, I'm taking my, you know, color corrector and doing my thing with that. You already know how that goes. My favorite part of doing my makeup. And yeah, let's just get right back into it. And to blend out my color corrector, I'm taking the F129. I couldn't even see that. Like, girl, what was I doing? But I'm just going to go ahead and blend this out with my fluffy little brush. And I'm basically using tapping motions on my chin area, as you can see. And that's just going to like help concentrate the product in that area. And for my under eye area, I just want the color to be there. I don't necessarily want it to be super concentrated. But so I'm going to go ahead and like, you know, blend that out. And then after I'm done that, if I need more, I will add more. And it's better to add less in the beginning versus too much, so that you can add more where needed, okay? And as y'all can see, this is why I do not skip color corrector, but I'm taking the Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Tan Walnut, the same one that I use for my brows, and I'm going to use that to conceal my under eyes. And like I was saying about the color corrector, I feel like I talk about this every time I do a makeup tutorial, but I feel like it really just evens out my complexion, and I don't know, it just really always been a big yes for me. So love me some good color corrector. I'm actually still on the lookout for another brand or another type of color corrector, so if you know any, definitely let me know in the comments. But yeah, I'm taking the same concealer from AOA Studio. This one is in the shade what is it, Honey. And I'm also taking the wow, I cannot read these. Okay, I will leave all these brushes and the tools and all the products that I use in the order that that they appear in the video. I'll leave them listed in the description box for your convenience, of course. But if you're interested, go ahead and check that out. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and blend out my concealer. Oh, actually, no. I'm sorry. I'm letting my concealer dry down, so I'm going ahead and taking that Honey shade, and that's gonna be like a slight contour, like bronze-ish kind of thing for my nose. And because I don't like to contour my nose, I will take this shade, which is kind of similar to my skin tone, but maybe when I do my concealer, it kind of like acts as a contour shade. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that to my chin area as well and blend that out. Found out the highway. I guess you found out the highway. Yeah. Found out the highway. I guess you found out the highway. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and use the same concealer brand from AOA Studio. This one is in the shade Nutmeg, and I like to use this with a big old fluffy like bronzing I almost always say blush, but I mean brush. And I take the F14 brush from AOA Studio as well. And that's just going to kind of serve as like a bronzer for my skin.
You should have seen my potential. Riding the wheels off the bandwagon. I'm taking that as an insult. And now you want a piece of it. When before you didn't believe a bitch. Can't believe this shit, you must be tweaking. If you think somehow, once I stop peeking, you can't come around. You got me messed up. Gotta go run my checkup. You can tip then pop back up. I don't know what you thought that it was. And before
So I think it's about time to get into this girl talk. I think I'm about to go get me a little drink or something. But anyways, y'all go ahead and make sure y'all got y'all a drink, because I'm about to really sit here and vent out my heart, okay? And I don't even normally do this, which is why I kind of want to talk more in these type of videos. And I definitely want to do like a separate dedicated video to me just really sitting on camera and having like a vent session with y'all and making it fun, but also like really getting things off my chest, because I feel like that's something I don't do as often as I should. And I'm realizing more and more as I get older that, like, even though I know I'm not that type of, you know, just say how I feel type of person, I really will bottle a lot of things up. And it's been a while. Like, this is naturally how I am as a person, and I don't force myself to speak on things, because that's not genuine to how I am as a person. But I also do want to be more comfortable when the time comes, or even if I just feel like it's too heavy on me and I just want to get stuff off my chest. I want to feel like I have a space to do that. And I feel like my YouTube channel should definitely be that platform where I just can vent, and whether people agree with me or not, and whether people look at me a certain way because of how I say what I say or do what I do, honestly, it's literally fine. Like, at this point, I feel like we all should be more comfortable with people being their own person, and literally, as long as they're not physically doing anything to harm you or intentionally doing anything to harm you by what they're saying, like, move on, move around. Like, why do people be so offended by other people's view?
remember when you saw me in the club, didn't show me any love.
And I'm gonna be real with y'all, like, even me just sitting here doing this voiceover, it's kind of hard for me. Like, I've had to constantly keep, you know, redoing parts of this voiceover. And it's really because I'm such a reserved person. Like, even just talking about venting makes me anxious. Like, I don't really know why. I don't know, you know, when it started, because I just remember always being this type of way, like, so closed off, so to myself. And that's been fine with me. Like, I don't feel depressed, you know, not having people to talk to. And it's not that I don't have people to talk to, because I definitely talk to my boyfriend. But I choose not to. I actively feel like I choose not to pour my problems onto anybody else, especially because the way I grew up, like, we all, like, I have a lot of siblings, as y'all know. Well, y'all probably don't know. Well, I don't know if I talked about it in my get to know me or not, but I feel like I should have said something like that, because that's a part of me. Like, I have a lot of siblings, so we all grew up a very hard life. I'm not even gonna lie to you, like, not the hardest. I know people out there have struggled probably way more, and this is not a struggle contest, and I'm not trying to get sympathy for that. But to say all that to say, it's been, like, you know, it's been instilled on me that, like, girl, you're not the only one with problems. Like, everybody have problems. Like, we all have problems. I don't feel like my problem is worth more. I don't know. I just kind of always had the mindset of, like, you know, people dealing with shit I'm trying not to cuss too. I keep saying this in every single video, but I keep saying that word. I need to find a filler word for that. But anyways, everybody goes through stuff, like, literally. So I feel like I would just always had the mindset, like, girl, like, you can be fine. Like, you know, what good is sitting here complaining about your situation to everybody going to do for you versus just trying to get through it? For me, I just really feel like nobody I just always had the outlook of, like, nobody understands you. Like, I don't know. It's so weird. And it's really been a hindrance for me, because I feel like that's another reason why I don't vent as often as I should, or at all. And it's really unhealthy to bottle everything up like that. And I feel like I try to convince myself that, you know what, I'm fine not talking about my problems, or not talking about things that bother me, or, you know, just moving on or moving around people how I see suitable. And I am fine doing that. But also there comes a time when it is like, okay, maybe I should talk about this. Maybe I should say X, Y, and Z or get something off my chest. And it's times where I just really wish that I had earlier or sooner, or when the things were happening at that moment, I should have been able to speak on it at that time, and it probably would have prevented a lot of things going forward. I also feel like whenever I get to talking about my own personal feelings, I kind of end up talking in circles and not being able to fully like say what I'm trying to say, what is in my head. I can't fully translate it to words because I just have such a disconnect sometimes with. But yeah, y'all, I think I'm going to save the rest of this conversation for a separate video where I can really just sit down and actually have my thoughts put together the way I want to. But now I want to talk about this setting powder that I'm using right now, which is the Black Radiance True Complexion Setting Powder in the shade Banana. And I really like this powder because I feel like it's the perfect amount of yellowness to where it don't look like, you know, highlighter yellow, but it also gives that brightness to the area that I want. And I'm pretty much being super precise and taking my time to apply this powder exactly where I want it, because this is how I'm going to get that contoured look. So as you can see, I'm placing the powder on the sides of my nose, kind of like where the front of my nostril starts, if that makes sense. Like that line where my nostril, I kind of like line it up to my inner corner into that line, so where it's like as natural as possible to where my actual nose, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what to say to describe that part of my nose. But yeah, I'm just gonna press that powder in, and then I kind of let it sit for a bit. And this is what they call reverse contouring, and I prefer this to regular contouring specifically because I feel like it isn't as harsh, but you still get that same kind of look. And then I take my good old Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 310 that I used earlier, and I use that to kind of dust off that powder, which will give it more of like a skin tone finish. And I like that because I feel like it doesn't have flashback. I should have did a flashback test because I feel like I used a lot of powder today, but I did like the way it turned out. So in order to fix that powdery look and make sure that it's not like dusty and crusty when I go ahead and, you know, finish up my face, I'm going to take the Sephora setting spray. This is the 16-hour wear setting spray, and I just got this from my trip in New York actually, and I've been using it since. I only did my makeup in New York, and then this was the first time I used it again since. But I just take that on a Real Technique sponge and then press it into my skin, very much to give, you know, one even layer versus powder on top of concealer, if that makes sense. Yeah. Should know you was fucking with a fine ass chick down a ride ass chick. Always on your side like that clip on your hip. If you was blind, I would be your vision. I go in with the Always Rosy what is this, a priming blush from E.L.F, and I kind of just take a big ass fluffy brush and like literally I will put it underneath my eyes. I will set over top of the cream contour, not the cream contour, I'm so sorry, the cream blush. My glow baby, my little mini glow baby from AOA Studio. And this is such a good highlighter for literally $1. It is a tiny bit of product. However, I've had this for a few months now, and it has done me well. It has done me very, very well. So it has like minimal glitter to it. Like, it's just straight up glow. Like, and I feel like I talked about this in my previous makeup videos as well, but it just has like this glow to it that looks so skin-like and so natural. And I love it. I really do love it. And then my camera kept overheating. That's what I was talking about on this part. Like, I was getting so upset. Like, every time I turned my camera on, it would overheat. So I had to turn it off. But then while it was off, I went ahead and did my my waterline, the black in my waterline. I think I used the Ultimate Eye Pencil from NYX, I believe. I'm not sure. But then I'm taking my NYX lip pencil in the shade I forget the shade too. I think it's Cocoa. I'm not sure. But I take that brown tone lip liner, make a real crazy looking face to do my lip liner, and then mix it together a little bit. And then I go ahead and take this lip pop, which is from AOA Studio as well. This whole makeup tutorial is from AOA Studio. But I take the lip pop in the shade Heartthrob, which is a really pretty, and it's got shimmer in it too. It's like a shimmery nude-ish type of pink tone. And I like to use this before I put my gloss on, just to give my lip a little bit more color. And yeah, I really do like this lip combo. I'm looking for a different lip combination too, because I'm kind of tired of doing this nudish kind of lip, but it just, I don't know, like it just never fails me every time. It just looks so good. So, and then I go ahead and take my E.L.F lip plumping gloss. I believe this is champagne something, but I will leave the name of it in the description box, so go ahead and check that out if y'all are interested in any of the products that I'm using. I will list all the names in chronological order as they appear in the video, just for your convenience, of course. And then after that, I think I just went ahead and took that same Sephora makeup setting spray, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set my face. And like I'm telling you guys, this spray is so lightweight and it has a really good mist on it. It did burn my eyes a little bit, but yeah, it was definitely giving what it was supposed to give. And yeah, y'all, that's pretty much the end of this makeup tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed kicking it and chatting with me, or listening to me freaking rant. Let me know in the comments if y'all want me to just do like a real sit down video in front of the camera talking to y'all, kind of like how I did my 50 questions get to know me video. I kind of want to do like a part 2 to that, because that one actually did really well. So let me know. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
I guess you found the highway.
Say again, please.
Yo, Hakeem, we have a problem.
Euphoria, addicted to you like a drug, addicted to you like personally, I'm money. Euphoria, addicted to you like a drug, addicted to you like purse, like money. Girl, you really top 5.